So let's talk about something interesting that I saw the other day. This headline, well, it's behind a paywall. So, first of all, I can't even read what the article is all about, but that doesn't really matter. Hold on, let me just wipe something off the screen here. What matters is this. The headline read, "This is how they would have invested $10,000." And then it was some sort of a panel with experts and pundits and whatnot. And the idea is, of course, if these experts were given $10,000, this is what they would have done with their money, investment wise. Now, I know precisely what I would have done, and I don't think I'm gonna go much into detail about that because number one, I'm not gonna expose myself to any sort of financial investment guru because this is definitely not financial advice. But here's the best financial advice I could really get you, and it's not excuse me, it's not so much an advice. It's more actually a life advice. Here is my investment advice for you. Do not listen to these experts. I'm going to say it again. Do not listen to these experts. Why? Because they have something to sell you. They always have something to sell you. Do you think, even for 1 second, that any sort of financial expert, any sort of financial pundit will give you their advice for free? No, sirree. They're paid and bought for. They're paid and sponsored by somebody. If some pundit tells you to invest in this stock, it means that they already have a big investment themselves in that stock. Or it could be that they're getting financial incentives from a company for recommending people to invest in that stock. Now, these are just my opinions, by the way. These are just, and they're certainly my allegations. I don't know this to be a fact, but just think about it. If you had the recipe to create literally money out of thin air, would you give it away for free? The answer is, of course, no. Nobody would have done that. And if I'm truthful with myself, I don't even know that I would have done it. Really, if I knew how to generate money out of thin air, all I would have to do is to place $10,000 in these accounts and invest in these stocks and these bonds and whatever. And then all of a sudden, the very next day, I would have had $20,000 or some such. Actually, this reminds me about something else. A scam that I saw the other day. So some AI generated trading bot was used or a scam involving rather, an AI trading bot was used as some sort of a commercial or advert featuring this financial expert. Now, here's the point. This whole article was fake. Everything about it was fake, but it was it looked very, very real. The layout was 100% real. The only thing that really made me sort of like raise my eyebrows was that this expert in question was recommending the trading bot, and this is usually counter to what this expert usually does, because this is a guy who actually gives financial advice about how to save money, how to pay off your debt, and so on. And number two, in the article itself, at the bottom of the article, there was a form where you could quote unquote sign up for the trading bot. And then they used this guy, some dude who said that according to him, he invested $500 and in 1 week he got his fund or his trading bot was worth $4,200. Obviously a scam, obviously fake. Now, I'm not saying that these experts who wanted to invest $10,000 are scammers. I'm not saying that they're fake. I am suggesting, on the other hand, though, that they have a financial interest. What they promote usually will benefit them, and always do your own research. In other words, everyone, and I mean everyone, myself included, aren't qualified to give you financial advice. In fact, you should do the opposite of what I'm telling you financial wise. And I'm dead serious. Don't listen to me for financial advice. Go do your own research. Maybe you even know more than me about financial advice. Now, I know precisely what I would have done. And like I said, and I'm not going to be public about it here simply because I'm bearing too much risk by saying this is how I would have invested $10,000. But I'm telling you this, don't listen to anybody when it comes to investing your hard-earned money. Do your own research. Don't listen to the experts. Certainly don't listen to me. And when it comes to persuasion, always know this. Any expert who wants to talk to you about money and convince you to invest in something, they usually are paid and bought for by somebody else. Know that. If you want to learn more about persuasion, get subscribed to my email list. The link to do so is in the episode description wherever you're watching and or listening to this, and I'll see you there.